This is like my first video like posting on YouTube, so hopefully y'all like it, you know? Anyway, this is my design version of Yoko from Gurren Lagann, and it was like one of my favorite shows like watching growing up cuz I remember watching it and it was like pretty cool. The characters, the music, gosh, that music. You know, like every time I hear it, it makes me want to sing along. Kyoko is a part of the main cast. She's like one of the first characters Seaman and Kamina like see on the surface. So it's only like right I draw her first, other than Simone and them. But you know, drawing boys, I don't get popular from drawing boys. Girls first. That's how you sink 'em. That's how you sink 'em in. They're like fish. That's probably why you like the. That's probably why you wanted to watch the video. I get it. I get it. I like redesigns too and drawing. I watch it in my free time. Now to explaining the design. I gave Yoko a jacket, as you can clearly see me sketching it out, and some hair and float. I try to make it look like an S shape to make it look like it's in movement, like she's like shaking her head. Like I'm sketching out the arm and the barrette. This little thing I noticed watching. Sometimes it would like change its expression too. It's pretty cool, you know. I was drawing her hair and I had to like look it up because I couldn't like remember if she did have like those dangly bits, like those bangs at the side, you know, like the drapey kind that some anime characters have. So yeah, I had to look that up and I did. It's not like it. It's not like it really changes too much, you know. Anyway, I kept trying to clean it up, trying to make it look pretty nice. Had to erase some parts, and then I like went to the thigh pouch afterwards, as you're gonna see soon. I gave her a thigh pouch so she could like pull out band-aids or medicine or more bullets because well she didn't have pockets in the original design and I'm a bit too scared to ask where she's getting the bullets from because she doesn't have a backpack or anything. Anime is gonna anime, but some things just don't make any sense. Like I know it's like fan servicey, but like fun fact, like did you know like canonically in the beginning she was like 14? Like yikes. Like I grew up watching anime, but you know, sometimes it does like weird stuff like that and I don't blame people for like being like, why do you watch this stuff? Not everyone's like that, you know? Also gave her a jacket because well, in the beginning of the series, like I ain't doing the like the future one, you know? Like in the beginning she like was in a desert, so I didn't really know how she was going to be out there and not get cold cuz it's pretty cold at night. And then she has the nerve to be like, "Can I sleep in the robot with you guys?" Like you could have brought a jacket at least, man. You got to be cold out there. Like all the best characters usually have belts like at least 3 to 4 belts on their body. I mean, Yugi, Final Fantasy characters, Kingdom Hearts, Bayonetta, Devil May Cry. I mean, it's more like leathery for them, but you know, like Joker, one of the best character designs. Like, see, all the best character designs have at least leathery or belts. And well, she needs at least 2 more belts to be cool. Her thigh highs, I gave her like some rips in there because you know she's running around doing stuff, getting thrown, and these like it's not like she could buy any new ones, and like they could rip pretty easily. So I gave her some. Then I gave her knee pads. Like, sorry, like knee pads are pretty useful. I know it's like a trope in like a lot of them, but knee pads, like those rocks that she's on, like sniping people, can't be comfortable to have your raw body on there. So I gave her that. Plus, it also gives off the more of a snipery vibe, you know, making her look like she's actually prepared to do stuff and fight and get down. Then I like gave her like the bikini bottom. The bikini bottom. Then I started to like make sure to tie them and make them bows. Then I tried to like make them look cleaner, but you know, I didn't want to make them too roughly, so I had to like erase it. I'm just gonna say for this one that she like tucks them into the sides. Then I was really struggling with the boots. I'm gonna be honest. I was really struggling. I gave her a bandana and like bandages like Simone and like Kamina. because they represent them both, because they're best friends. Well, until the incident, but you know, cough cough, Kamina dies. I was also trying to make it pose and not make the feet look weird. So I just trying to make it look like it's at an angle so it doesn't look so weird. It kind of makes her look like she's walking or maybe like standing on the back leg to pose. And I was trying to make it look normal, so I was trying to make it up and shape it so it doesn't look too weird. Then to the shorts, to her short shorts, which I know anime is gonna anime, and it's not. We shouldn't like make it too normal, but you know. So I just kind of started trying to shape those up and gave him like marks to make them shiny. Like I remember like seeing a tutorial like how the creator of like Bleach would like do crossing to make it look more dimensional. So I started to do that, and it started to look pretty good. Try to give it more dimensional. Anyway, I kept doing that for a bit longer, trying to make it look shiny. Got the top, making them kind of flare out and stick out, like because of the belt. To the belt, to the masterpiece of this work. I gave her a belt with bullets because I didn't know where she was pulling out the bullets before, because, you know, I started to give her those to the magnum piece, started to shape them up, started erasing to make them look more, like, pronounced, to know what they are, because, you can't really notice them, like, but it's a big part. I remember seeing them somewhere about like this when I was like looking for references for like other characters. So yeah, I gave her this because I thought it would match it up, and already makes her look more snipery, more kind of dangerous. Then I did the top to the bikini and made it shiny too, and gave her like two different colors for it because I wanted to make it more like fiery instead of just the plain red. I added those little circles to know where I'm gonna be using the highlight for it and where it's gonna be coming from. The tone looked different and shape it up a bit. Then I went to like the arms and starting to make it look more, trying to make it more cohegent, like make it all match together in a way. I also like gave her a glove because like you don't want your hands to get sweaty while you're like shooting and like sniping. Like you don't want your hands to get slip and people to notice because the sniper isn't supposed to be noticed. I also left some of it white to know where the highlight was gonna be and try to make the arm look like a curve to it. So, like her arm's like kind of chubby, not chubby, but the fat's on the arm. So yeah, I kept erasing and erasing it until I saw something I liked about it and try to make the arm at the back of the head less looking like a stick. I know it's at an angle, but it looked kind of weird to me, so I started to do that. I also like gave her ear because I thought the ear might as well be there because it would look weird, and I wanted to make sure it doesn't look too odd. I don't know, and the arm not look out of place. And then I started with the eyes. I made them sharper because sharpshooter and like hawks because Assassin's Creed, hawk, bird, good at being seen from far away, sniper. It's all intertwined. I gave her a beauty mark because I thought it would match her and I thought it would really suit her. Like sometimes I kind of struggle with expressions, but I think it looks pretty cool. She looks pretty relaxed, pretty happy, and I didn't like copy paste the eye this time because sometimes I would like do that when I just don't want to try. But this one looks pretty good. I think it matches with the other pretty well. Plus, it makes her eyelashes look longer because like canonically she like has kind of round eyes, so I kind of gave her sharper. Then I like started coloring in the hair and trying to make it look a good as a color because it's kind of more of an orangey red than just red. So I started to do that. Trying to make it look more flowy and try to make it curls stick out because, I didn't want to just make it look like one solid piece of hair because movement and water. Make me lose my breath, make me harder. Sometimes when I think about that song, I remember like the Blue Alien movie edit, and it immediately kind of ruins my day. I watched that movie and it was pretty bad. Like they didn't even notice like that kid was missing, and they didn't even feel bad for him. I felt bad for him because no one like talked about him like during the movie. Sorry, I was getting off the topic. Back to the hair, but dang, I really did feel bad for him. I started to try to give the hair highlights because I was kind of a little struggling with that a bit and kept trying to do it. And I also like made her tan, you know, because in a lot of the canonical art, she's like tanner than the others because well, they came from a they came from underground, and Kamina like his father came from the surface, and he was on the surface till he went underground. So it kind of makes sense why they're both kind of tanner than Simone that lived, as far as we know, his whole life underground. I wanted to make the skin look more kind of three-dimensional, kind of like Final Fantasy, semi kind of realistic, because I think it kind of looks cool. Plus, I like the fact that she's like tan, because not a lot of anime characters are like tan and canonically, like some harem anime, but it's harem, and I don't hate harem, but I rather not watch harem. It's like I kind of watched harem, which is weird. I ain't gonna lie. I started adding more highlights. I gave her kind of an upper lip darker so you could kind of notice it. Gave her a bottom lip because, you know, gotta add the juicy lips. Gave her some blush because, you know, you gotta give some blush. You gotta have some blood flow. Unlike, like, like I get the shading. You had to get the light and made it like a lighter color of like kind of orange yellow there to make sure the highlights are like more noticeable because I remember doing that somewhere, and I kept doing it and shading and like blending to make it look more like natural. I also gave a highlight to the nose so it could be noticeable and some on the bottom, so you know, more dimensions. I wanted to make it look a little realistic but not really completely like Final Fantasy and those types of games because their art style is just so pretty. And one of my favorite characters in the show is like Nai, the princess that like Simone come and found her. She's one of my favorites. And when you think about it, her and Yuko are kind of like opposites of the spectrum. Where Yuko is more flowy and loud. She's more like quiet, and it actually takes a bit longer to get her like kind of upset. Like when she smacked the turtle man because he was talking crazy, man, talking wild. Anyway, I'm almost finished coloring in the bikini top because I think it looks cool having two more. I was gonna add another color, but I didn't think so. I also shaded it in a bit, and yeah. To color in the belt, you know, with the bullets, I made them gold, made them silver, and I started to like do the belt buckle, and I made that silver instead of the bullets. I made the like belt part. I was gonna think about making it black, but then I thought it would like blend in with the shorts, so I made it like brown. And I did that to the thigh pass and show it's connected to it. Started shading, started adding that to the others parts of it. And yeah, that's the belt part. Then I started to color in her little, well, it's not a scarf because it's just not a scarf. It's like one of those things that you have around your head in the winter. It's not a scarf. I started to color it in pink because I was gonna make it like a different color, but I didn't know what color I should make it. And also the jacket. I was gonna make it a bright kind of turquoise color. My bad. And I was thinking about that, but then I thought I would like make it look too weird against her hair and stuff. Plus, she tan, and I didn't want to make it look too odd, so I stopped doing that. And I started shading in the thing, the neck thing, and made it red like I just gave up and just gave it its canonical colors because I was like, you know what, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay, strawberry shortcake, go off. I colored in the jacket green because I wanted it to match and look pretty good. It looks pretty good green. I was gonna use camo, but I'm not on the app that makes things like that, so yeah, I couldn't make it change color. It helps her like kind of blend in with the environment, so that's what I did. The color in all those parts and started to do more shading because gotta make all that. Did the belt, did it a different color of brown. The belt buckle silver because gotta keep it cohesion. You know what I mean. Then with the shorts, started to paint that in with a lighter shade of black. The eyes, I did the eyes like the gold color. Well, you can't see it's not the orange color, it's a bit lighter, but I think it looks good. You could still kind of see the eyes being dimensional. And gold, hawk, sniper, pretty fire. I don't know if they did that on purpose. Then I was starting to shade in the hair, And the barrettes, they're kind of a gold color in the other part of the hair because I realized I forgot to do that and started to like shape it up and erase the other parts and dangly bits to make it look more clean and more like flowy. Made some of the hair stick out at the ends, to make it look more natural. Try to make it look more clean, styled, Then I started to erase some of the other parts, or get rid of some of the lines to make the lines less thick on the hair, and start to clean up more of the other things, if you could see. Shape it up more, kind of make it look more flowy. I made the hair like kind of an S shape and started to do like more of the angles. I wanted to make the hair look like it's moving in a certain angle to make it all match up. So yeah, trying to make it shape more movement, Gotta make it pose. I started to like shape up the other parts of the body, like the jacket, not just the hair. Then I started like coloring in the tights. I thought I might as well keep to the canon color. The scarf thing matches the thigh highs. It all kind of like makes it look more together. Boy, the more and more I kind of look at her, the more she kind of gives off strawberry shortcake, but daredevil bad girl. I mean, if it makes sense to you. Did the obvious and started like make them shade, try to make them look more like that. Then I kind of started doing the boots and I was kind of struggling with the boots. I was going to make them fire, but then I kind of forgot until like now. So yeah, sorry. I made them like two different colors of like white, well, not white, but yellow to make them kind of stick out because white with the, I would think it wouldn't look nice. Then I kind of colored in the parts with the bandage and the bandana because one is like Kamina, the other was like Simon, because I thought it would like make sense, but now looking back, it kind of doesn't. But I think it looks fine. Just don't look at her boots. They're held together by duct tape and prayer. Then I started with trying to highlight the hair and trying to give it cool highlights. I tried with the canonical color that they highlighted, and I was like, man, it kind of doesn't look too great. So I keep trying. I tried again and gave her more of the circular highlights, because I do like the style of highlights, because it's pretty unique. So in the end, I decided to make them orange because, I thought it would make more like glassy and more like kind of like jam, like strawberry jam. Like, damn, bro, she really is giving strawberry shortcake. I wanted to give them like blue highlights, double colors, because I think like multicolored things look pretty cool. But then I decided like, nah, it doesn't look right, so I gave up with that one and started to not do that anymore. Started to shape up and erase more of the hair to get rid of some of those flyy bits. And started to make more things. Had an incident with the eraser for a sec. Thought I might erase it by accident. I didn't, thank God. Kept trying to do it again. Little did I know I would hate it later, so I stopped. Started to erase more to show more of the parts that are like not completely connected to the hair. More bits flying, Started to change the colors in the jacket to make it like not like one complete color with brown, because I thought brown would be good. I was gonna make it white, but then like nah. I thought it being like kind of furry, implied to be kind of furry, would be weird, so I stopped immediately. Made a different shade of brown. There are like 3 different shades of brown, and this one's more on the red side. Yeah, give it up more. Started to do more of that. Yada yada. Made the inside shading the inside so you know that it's on the inside, not the outside. The parts that stick out a bit more. I started more shading because I wanted it to make it look more kind of like that. And yeah, I kept trying to do that, and I think I did pretty good. Then the knee pads, because them knees gonna be hurting in that on them hard rocks. I was gonna say concrete, but they didn't have streets back then. In the beginning of the series, made the highlights blue because in the show they like usually have things highlighted with blue. Plus, I thought the blue would look pretty nice. Made the black a lighter black so it sticks out and you could still kind of see the scratches I made with it. To color in a background, and I was deciding whether to make it a nice orange or a deeper orange, like sunset orange, to it kind of blends on the hair, and made it blue and a lighter orange to all stick together. So that's what I started to do. This is like not the app I usually use to like do things, but this is like the app I use to like sketch out drawings and stuff. So that's kind of why I'm not completely used to it and had to like color in the circles. So yeah, after that, I like started to color in the tights. I wanted to make them shiny, but then I decided not to because I like shiny things, but I think it wouldn't look quite right on her, so that's why I stopped doing that. After that, I started like shading in more of the stuff, the chest, to make it look better and to make it all like, because I thought it looked a bit off, but I ain't quite sure now. But it doesn't look bad. Then I like started shading in like the scarf thing and started to clean it up a bit more, cause yeah, I wanted to look good for my first video. All the masses. Damn, these was getting me on my nerves. And I was starting to shade them in and kind of make them look more normal, but you know, it's kind of a struggle sometimes. Did the knee pads up a bit, making sure they also don't have all something sticking out. Then I colored in the other one because I noticed it wasn't colored in with the skin, so I had to do that. And I went to color in more of the skin to make it more shiny and more shades of color to shape it up more and make it look more nice, more there with the thighs and stuff and the thigh pouch. Trying to fix up the lining there because I thought it looked a little too thin. Then it's always good to take a step back and look at it and see if it looks right. And then I wanted to like change the background orange to make it look less and less like it sticks completely to the hair color shade. So that's what I tried to do. Then I went back to struggling with them damn boots, I ain't gonna lie. Like, they were one of the hardest parts of the drawing. Everything else was easier compared to them dang boots. Then I started to erase some of the other lines that are kind of peeking out. Started to erase the thing that make the legs more connected, to make the legs look more like they're at an angle than just sticking together. Colored in the skin of the thighs because I kind of noticed there wasn't any skin color there, so that's what I started to do. I went to coloring in the chest to make it look less weird, and I started doing, you know, the booba to make it look less kind of like it's just random. A large part of it unshaded, so that's what I started to do. Started to fix up the glove because I kind of noticed at one of the last moments that the glove had like some color on it that wasn't supposed to be there, and I started to erase it. Then I got back to the scarf thingy to make sure it looks right. And then I went to the face to start trying to shade it.